So we're about to dive into the story of a creature that honestly seems to defy all logic. It's a fish that is somehow both an evolutionary disaster and a wild success story. We're talking about the wonderfully weird ocean sunfish, the mola mola.
Now, that's a pretty bold claim, right? But it's not just about brain power. It's about its entire design, which really looks like a series of hilariously bad choices that somehow, against all odds, resulted in a living, breathing animal.
And yeah, this is the central mystery we're unpacking. If it's so badly designed, so fundamentally terrible at just being a fish, why isn't it extinct? How on earth does this thing thrive in oceans all over the world? That's the big question we're going to answer.
Okay, so to really get how it succeeds, you first have to appreciate what a spectacular failure it looks like. Let's build the case against the sunfish, starting with its body. It honestly looks like a rough draft that evolution just gave up on.
I mean, just look at the thing. It's basically a giant swimming head. It doesn't have a real tail, just this weird, stumpy rudder thing called a clavis. It's like the entire back half of the fish is just gone.
So, how does it get around? Well, it flaps its big top and bottom fins in this goofy, kind of wobbly motion. You can forget graceful swimming. This is way more like a very clumsy attempt at flying underwater. It's not elegant.
And its defenses? They don't seem much better. Its skin is incredibly thick. We're talking up to 15 centimeters. But it's also rough, rubbery, and just coated in mucus. Imagine trying to make body armor out of old car tires. Yeah, that's pretty much the sunfish.
And remember that dumbest creature alive claim? Well, here's some evidence for you. A fully grown mola, which can get as big as a car, has a brain the size of a walnut. That is one of the smallest brain-to-body ratios of any animal out there.
And it being poorly built wasn't bad enough. The sunfish is also a walking, swimming paradise for parasites. Seriously, it's infested with around 50 different species living on and inside it. Get this, even its parasites have their own smaller parasites.
So you'd think with all those parasites it would be an easy meal, right? Nope. Apparently, even predators are disgusted by it. They might take one curious bite, but they figure out pretty fast that the meat is watery, full of cartilage, and just packed with parasites. It is, by all accounts, the worst meal in the ocean.
It's so unappetizing that orcas and sharks will often just leave it alone after that first bite. Sea lions have literally been seen just playing with their bodies like a giant frisbee, maybe eating the organs and just leaving the rest. So yeah, it's a terrible animal that's also terrible to eat.
All right, we've established it. The sunfish is an awkward, parasite-ridden, unappetizing mess. Which brings us back to that big question. How does it survive? Well, the answer lies in a strategy of just overwhelming, absurd numbers.
This, right here, is the sunfish's secret weapon. A single female can pop out up to 300 million eggs at once. That's more than any other vertebrate on the entire planet. See, its strategy isn't about being strong or smart, it's about playing the odds on a truly cosmic scale.
And the second part of that strategy is just insane growth. From a tiny little larva to a full-grown adult, a sunfish can increase its weight by 60 million times. This is by far the most extreme growth of any animal known to science. The plan is simple: get huge fast, and hope for the best.
And to put that number into perspective for you, that's like a human baby growing to the weight of an aircraft carrier. I mean, it's just a completely mind-boggling scale of growth, and it's all fueled by a very, very specific diet.
So, what in the world does it eat to get that massive? Well, it specializes in hunting some of the least nutritious food you can find. Jellyfish. You know, it's actually a perfect match, a truly bizarre predator for an equally simple prey.
Its menu is made up almost entirely of things other predators just ignore. Jellyfish, salps, other gelatinous critters. They're mostly water, with very few calories. But by targeting this unwanted food, the sunfish gets the entire buffet all to itself. Zero competition.
And this is where the whole story starts to flip. What looks like just another design flaw turns out to be a secret weapon. See, most fish have something called a swim bladder to control their buoyancy. The sunfish doesn't. And because it doesn't have one, it can dive to incredible depths and then shoot back to the surface super fast without any problems, giving it a massive hunting ground.
Its eating process is just as weird. It can't chew because its teeth are all fused together into a beak. So instead, it just sucks in jellyfish and uses a second set of claw-like teeth deep down in its throat to shred the food. It's an absurd system, but hey, it works. So, after all of this, what's the deal with the sunfish? Is it dumb or is it a genius? It's time to completely reframe everything we thought was a failure.
This is how you flip the script. That awkward body, it's perfect for just leisurely grazing on jellyfish. Its terrible meat, that's an amazing predator deterrent. Its low-nutrient diet, that means it has no rivals for food. And all those parasites, they actually attract smaller fish and even birds that clean them, turning the sunfish into a mobile cleaning station. Every single flaw has a hidden function.
This quote really just sums it all up perfectly. The sunfish didn't succeed in spite of being passive and seemingly bad at everything. It succeeded because of it. It found a loophole in the ecosystem that could only be filled by a creature exactly like it.
So, the final verdict is in. The sunfish is not a failure. It is absolutely not dumb. It's a masterpiece of specialization, a resilient and truly unique survivor that just plays by its own set of evolutionary rules.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. The sunfish teaches us that what looks like a flaw might just be a feature we don't understand yet. And it kind of makes you wonder what other so-called failures of evolution are actually secret geniuses hiding right there in plain sight.